Okay. Again, I would say I'm not a big fan of this EI school thing. To be that said, I work in IT. I have 9 years of experience. I implement new radiology packs. Packs is where your x-rays get stored on, if you're not sure what that means. I implement those. And I have 7 scheduled that I have to do this year. And it's just not so easy as bringing in technology and handing it over and there you go. It takes a lot of work, it takes a lot of planning. I also don't want my kids to be guinea pigs. I came to the last board meeting, somebody from Elizabeth, I can't remember the name of the charter school, but it was from Elizabeth, Colorado.
Legacy Academy.
Principal Cross. Yeah.
Yes, so I listened to him, and he's very enthusiastic about it. Yes, it brought their numbers up, but in the back of my head I kept thinking, what about viruses? You know, your kid has homework, he brings the iPad home to school, it's not working, now what? You know, you could leave it at home, and he did say they have extras there, you know, in case your kid leaves them at home, but I think a lot more thought needs to go into this. I'm all about technology. I live technology, but it can be taught in a technology classroom and not right there and in Johnny's face. And Johnny is on level 1, Sarah's on level 4, and the teacher's running back and forth, and nobody's on the same level anymore. I think that's another consideration we need to think about. So again, I'm not a big fan of this idea. If it gets voted, I'm your woman. I work in IT. I can help out, okay? And I think we asked about communication also. Is that part of your question?
Yes, yeah. Thank you.
As I said earlier, I think we need to better communicate. It's not all about sending out emails. I agree, you get so many, you just kind of, oh, I think I read that one, and you delete it. I remember the days when I was in school, pamphlet went home with the oldest child, and that way it took care of everybody. You know, yes, paper costs money, but that gets it out there.
And they read it.
And yes, and you read it. So it's not all about always using technology. We need to get back to some of the basics too. So that would be another idea of mine, to get better communication out there so parents are better informed.
Okay.
Thank you.
I guess I'm kind of asking you to speak for the other 2 that aren't here, but could you, is it fair to ask, do you know, are they for or against iSchool?
That I don't know. Yeah, I don't know anything about.
Is there an opportunity to learn that from them?
Well, what I'm going to do is, and I don't know because I got an email that they may be going to withdraw application for the board, but I don't know if they've made that decision or not. What I did was to let them know, and all the candidates, that if they will write out something about why or what they're looking for to change or what they can bring to the board, and then a picture, we can put that up on the website. So, but yeah, other than without going, you got the board packet, or I think you've seen them. Yeah, it's on the website. You got their email address. The best thing is send them an email and ask them. So.
Well, Kimberly Siegel is the other applicant, and then
Timothy Effinger. Yep.
Can I clarify a little bit of the position also? 2 things. My first grade teacher would love to have a projector to hook up to a computer so she can explore YouTube and some things with her kids. That's one person in control on a big screen in a class, and it does not cost $600,000. The second thing is, iSchool, I get it if we have a special needs solution that we're looking for. Because of the sensory application of iSchool, it makes all the sense in the world that we need to engage people with some noise, some lights, colors. I get that. But not to strip this entire school, this vessel, of everything that we have great kids already learning with quality books, quality pencils, just the stuff that we all grew up with. And we're pretty darn smart people here too. We don't need iPads, we know how to use them.
Okay,
All right, so I just need a little more clarity because I'm sitting here. I've probably been here the longest of anyone maybe in this room. So I just need some clarity. I have to vote next Friday of who I want on the board. So obviously if we're in high school, I don't have to worry about you, okay? So then I have to worry about you too. And if we aren't in high school, then you're in the mix. So I need to have better clarity. I don't have clarity right here of what you're bringing to the board because I have a lot of interaction on the board, both as a parent and as a teacher, and I need to know what you are bringing to this board to make this the best school it can be. So if you can directly address that, that would be great.
I'll start.
Okay?
You need to put in an application next year for the board, by the way. I like that.
Well, I thought about principal.
And then what happened to that thought?
Just a joke.
Yeah, good levity. What is your name?
Janelle Duvall.
Janelle, thank you. What do we bring? Well, my resume is pretty extensive, and I've been loyal to one company. I've worked for a company for 22 years. I'm the vice president. I manage a team of 12 people nationally, analysts. It's not sexy, we analyze food, but we're involved very much with computers. We're very much involved in the teamwork, collaboration environment. What else can I say about that other than, you know, I'm a leader in the North America's largest sales marketing agency for a reason. I'm a vice president of the division, and I think the proof's in that pudding. Is there a specific question you want to ask me about?
I'm just wondering, I mean, I guess it sounds like you're a leader and you're good as part of the team, and I just didn't know if you had any expertise. I mean, I look at the board members out here, and a lot of them have to go into different committees, and maybe they have a talent or, you know, an expertise in that field. I mean, we have board members out here who are sitting on either the education committee or they're on the finance because that's a passion. So I'm wondering, where would you see yourself? What committee would you fit into? And I think that's pretty much the operation of the board, is they usually go with one of those committees and then, you know, report back and have a big impact. I'm just wondering if you...
We're all technical people up here.
Well, I just want to know about you and what you would bring and where you would see yourself going into.
You know, I can discriminate myself by saying I am a marketing and analytics, business analytics professional. So, you know, I target stuff, I do targeted marketing, I do demographic work. I can tell to the census tract level in Windsor what your neighbors make, what your ethnicity, and how many kids are in your neighborhood, those kinds of things. And I'm going to use that application to go find, like with our list, to go find what criteria we have for existing parents, and then go find areas. And this is my idea, is to go get our 8th graders, get them busy, get them exercise, and go hand bills with, guess what, we don't have a marketing. I haven't seen a trifold marketing. We need a marketing brochure. Something that says, hey, we're with Windsor Charter, we've got a facility to get your kids here that you can participate in. Here's all the great things about us. We have a dress code, and we're strict with that dress code. And we have discipline top to bottom in our classrooms. That's the stuff that we need to do, is start communicating and accentuating our positives. If we start selling this, there's more places for other people to come in and do more things administratively. But right now, we got to get butts in chairs. That's what we're missing, and I am damn good at it.
Perfect, thank you.
Okay.
Good at butts in chairs.
What I bring, like I said, I've been on the education committee, so I feel, you know, I've been here listening to lots of board meetings. I love to fish for data. This was kind of a proud moment for me. When we were trying to adopt my children, there was this ICWA law, Indian Child Welfare Act, and they have to send out letters to tribes and saying, do they have enough ethnicity to fit to your tribe? I was so scared I was going to lose my children over this law. I did a lot of fishing and found this law that says a non-response to a letter is the same as a no. They don't have enough. Because there was one tribe that had decided not to return a letter. So I was scared to death. And I went out there, I found it, I gave it to the lawyer, and he goes, I want to hire you. And I hadn't been able to yeah, I loved flying stuff. I thought that was a great moment. And I am all about WCA. I love this school. They hold the kids accountable. My son has made some mistakes, and he tried to say it's because I saw my previous parents do this. And you know what? Ms. Stanford said that's not an answer. That's not an excuse. You need to make yourself accountable. You know what? You're right. That's what the school is all about. You know, 8 keys of excellence and doing what is best for the kids. And I would have the hardest time ever trying to leave this school because I just don't feel the other schools out there are adequate. They don't even come anywhere close. So, and as far as a committee, I know Courtney is ahead of the education, so I think with my IT background of, I think I said 9 years, I think I could bring a lot to the table as far as that's concerned. You know, I had connections and I got 10 monitors donated for a computer lab here. You know, it is about some technology, but it's to me in a lab and not in the classroom. Thank you.
I appreciate the question. Thank you. You know, so one of the issues that's on the table here, whether by design or happenstance, is the iSchool, and that decision will happen one way or another with the current board, the individuals that are most and best informed on what it looks like. So I don't believe whatever our individual position on the iSchool should make a decision of what we bring to potentially serve on the board with or not. So I have no agenda other than to be involved and to help pick through some of the tough issues that we as parents see. I heard a common theme throughout tonight, and that's communication. That's being in touch with what the issues are, hearing our parents, hearing our teachers, hearing our principal, and at the same time knowing what our children need. As parents, we like to think that this school is about us, but let's be realistic. This school is for our children and for their growth and their education. So our personal opinions or bias aside, I think what I can bring as a beneficial member to the board is gathering the facts, putting the emotion aside, and let's inform, let's educate ourselves, and let's communicate with what the facts are and make a best decision. You know, so as I mentioned earlier tonight, we're at an emotional stage with the school right now, and we're going to be for a few months, and that's completely expected. But so those individuals that will find another course of education for their children, they'll find that course. And still, we as a board, we need to find what are we going to do to drive the revenues, to look at the demographics. I think Dave is an outstanding candidate and individual to do that marketing and to understand what we need to drive those revenues in. That certainly is necessary. But we need to educate our children, and as parents, we need to be involved. You know, looking back 5 years ago when my wife and I were looking at Windsor Charter, we were long down the list of getting into kindergarten, and we were so thankful and felt very blessed that we received that phone call. Do you want to come? And we made that decision immediately. Of course, we want that spot because of the reputation of parents being involved and of the staff being involved with the parents. And so that was an attraction to us as parents 5 years ago. I still have that attraction to the school, and I believe that's still out there that we can leverage and we can promote. So again, for me, of what I can bring to the different committees is not a technology expert, not a finance expert, but listening and gathering the facts, putting the emotion aside, and if there's a confrontation, let's work through it and come to a consensus and move on for the benefit of our children.